Hello and welcome to my first episode of what I call Learning Together. We're gonna start back. I already did an episode on this, but I'm restarting it so that I have a structure as to what's going on, what I'm wanting to do. Could call it a remaster, you could call it whatever you want, but I'm getting this done and from the beginning to see what's going on, kind of explain what's going on, and have a definitive plan of action as to what is happening when. So we're starting with OBS just because that's where I start and that's where I know what I'm doing. I like to use it as just an intro because I use it for recording anyway, so might as well learn some stuff about it. So with this learning together, I'm going to be making 5 videos per content field. So whether it's a software, whether it's a question, stuff like that. Additional stuff, like if there's questions and stuff, I can put them in shorts and have them link through. It just depends on, what questions you guys have, or if there's anything else you'd like me to cover. Make sure to put it in the comments below. I'll answer those if it's a short answer, or I will link it to a video that I've posted with the question answered. So in this series, I'm going to be having 5 videos, the main videos for the series. We're going to have the first one as background, the info that I already have on it. And this is just telling you, hey, this is what I know about the application based on what I've used. It doesn't mean that this is everything about it, but it's just the background that I have on the software. And then from there, the next episode would be back to basics, getting a fresh perspective, doing everything brand new. With OBS, I'm not going to be completely wiping everything just because I have it set up the way I like it, with the keystrokes located in the top left corner and the subscriber count, so you guys can kind of see where I'm at in my journey and improve and see how we're going. So we're going to go there. We're going to go to improvement after that, basically going from the basics and listing out small ways that you can improve your setup without feeling overwhelmed. So like shortcut keys, that's why I have them able to be listed up there so we can see what's going on. And then for the 4th episode, we're going to do fine-tuning, basically putting the tiny tweaks together to make a cohesive product and, well, basically the user experience, making it to where you can use it efficiently without worrying about, oh, this doesn't turn out perfectly or this doesn't work the way I want it to. We're going to do, if you'd like to follow along, we can work together to get it exactly the way that you need it to be. The final episode will be reviews, my final thoughts and impressions on the software as to... Cat, why are you loud? Why meow? Final thoughts and impressions as to how the software runs, any thoughts I have on it, any, anything that I would improve about it, or just how I would use the software. And so, yeah, that's kind of the basic information. This is the first episode background. I'm going to be going through kind of what stage we're on for every episode so that if somebody's new, they won't feel alienated if they just watch the episode. So I'm going to, with every episode, have time codes in the description. So if you have any questions or need any... just want to get to the content, you can jump to there so we can get started. Now, without further ado, let's get going. As for the basics, a lot of the times you're going to find it in settings as to what's going on and where you need to move it. So, general, what I like to do is there's the settings, everything you're going to find is in here. What you're going to need, I like to use output, advanced, to show the recording. I like to have multiple outputs, specifically if I'm recording game audio, but this isn't going to have that, but I have it anyways, so it makes it easier to edit. And so let's say I record it with game audio, I don't forget to turn that back on. And then specifically, you can change the audio, what mics are there, video, the resolution, both what your screen is. So I have a 4K screen, but I can have it output scaled to 1440p so that it kind of doesn't use as much bit rate as the one I'm, using a full screen. Anyway, hotkeys. I have hotkeys for starting and stopping. Those can be completely customized Advanced, I like to use it above normal just because if it's below, then your recording can suffer, specifically with the different software you're using, like gaming and stuff like that. They normally have a higher priority, so you need to put recording above that so you're able to actually capture it. Accessibilities. Yeah, so those are the basics or not basic, but I normally use that for a lot of it, whereas I don't really use these that much. All I have is this as the main area where I can go to settings and change things on the go. I have my sources and scenes here. I have different scenes as to which I would like to be doing. And yeah, I have OBS, which I'm going to switch to, so that one is the one I normally use. There's not much of a difference between the two. My next one that my next lesson will be DaVinci Resolve. We'll be testing that out and seeing, going through that software as well. So, and then we have the audio mixers showing you the audio levels and where you're wanting to go. So specifically with this one, we're going to right click, go to audio properties, and we're going to increase the headset audio just because when you're actually hearing it, you're wanting to have the decibel range go to, I'm going to be increasing this in while I'm doing it, but you're wanting it to be in the yellow, slightly to the red. So we're going to just keep scrolling, having it about 9, so that when I'm recording, it's not going to be in the way. We're going to just slowly scroll it to where if it's recording. So we're going to have it about, let's go to 20, just to see what that audio is. There we go, 20, that's about what we're looking at. So the little bar here on the top little bit is the maximum range. You're wanting that to hit about there. If there's anything in specific that you're wanting it to hit, then you can have that. As for, you can check to see which tracks it's on, and also if you want to hear your own voice, you can have it be like monitor and output. You can hear both versions of the audio. But yeah, we're going to have that just be there. And then so that's where we're going to do it. So I'm going to have to take the audio in the first little bit, and then it'll be fine from then on. So we're going to go from there. A lot of it is recording and seeing where we're going. And yeah, that's the bit of it. You can use tools, you can use chaps. Like, there's stuff that I haven't even gone through just because I haven't used it to the full of its extent, just because I haven't needed to. What I've used is just the small things that I've used. Like, I like the quirky subscriber bar to see kind of where I'm at in my in the video recording process. It's kind of like hey, I got this far. I don't know. But yeah, we also have the shortcut keys just to help so you can keep track of what I'm doing. Because sometimes I'm not very descriptive as to what I'm doing. And so I kind of need that to be so that I can keep track of what I'm doing. But as for the first episode, that's kind of the basics of it. You can use recording, streaming. A lot of it is going to be set up through the auto configuration wizard. You can do that through when you first start up the application. This is a fully free application. I like to do those first just because I don't have the money to spend on them. But docs are these little areas. So docs, you can kind of switch and customize them, so you can drag this up, make it smaller. I have it scaled to window just so that it's easier. I have these up here just because I don't really care if they're in the way. Actually, what I am going to do is I'm going to move these down here so it's a little more organized, because I don't need the audio to be its full area. So there, that's a good little balance. So that we have the sources down here, and I'm not having to look all the way up here for them. And then this is all just kind of organizing how you like it done. I'm not specifically particular as to how I need it to be done. I just like it to be able to be seen. I'm not doing streaming yet, so I'm going to leave that for if I end up doing streaming, I'll make a how-to on that. But specifically for recording, which is what I'm doing, recording video tutorials and stuff like that. If you have any questions, feel free to give Put a comment below, make sure to subscribe, and I'll make sure to see you guys in the next episode where we're going back to basics and starting fresh, going through everything just one step at a time, and kind of explaining how to set it up for the first time.